Hello and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight we got Trina Phoenix. Thank you for coming on tonight. And you got some good stuff to share with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Robert, and I hope so. I thought today would be fun to ask the question, do we have free will and can we control our environment, or is it fixed? And do we have no control over all that's happening in the world today?
I absolutely would love to know if I have my own free will. And I'm sure everybody else is
Absolutely. So when we look at free will, it's tricky because there's a lot of in this reality that does seem like it's strongly, it's a strong potential. But as we look at the new science, as of the holographic universe by Michael Talbot, different quantum science, when we look at these things, it's very easy to see that there's something bigger than what we know. And with that, we do have the effect to change our reality and our environment with our thoughts, because it appears that we are literally manifesting it as we go, but we're also manifesting multiple realities simultaneously. It's just like if you live in one part of the world and there's an accident or a catastrophe, and those people are experiencing one reality. If you're living on the other side of the world where nothing of that has happened, you're existing in a completely different reality. So we see reality bubbles sitting on top of each other, and even with the potential to merge into one another. So it does seem that we do have an effect on the reality, and we can consciously control it by our thoughts and our focused affirmations. Because if you think and see a greater future, it will affect the reality bubbles and the manifestation of the energy of the actual construct, because it's based on what we see. So the more of us that can get together in a collective resonance and just manifest peace, envision clean air, clean world, just whatever makes you think that this world is improving and it's more of what you would like to see, that does greatly affect our world. So the science is now confirming that we have the ability to actually manifest a world that we want. But I will tell you, the greatest destruction of all of this work is doubt, because doubt negates the energy towards the action. So we have to learn to trust our visions and trust our dreams, and not put doubt in the way of them manifesting.
And we do. I think we got to learn to not doubt ourselves, and then we can realize that we can change other things too. When you were talking about bubbles, the first thing that come to my head that everybody could probably relate to is that thing in Maui with the people of Lahaina. And it seems to me that was a bubble. It affected them, and it doesn't seem to affect anybody else here. So, but we can help their bubble by extending our energy then.
Yes, and I did see it did have a profound effect on the world, as in an awareness to technologies that might be being utilized on people. And I did see that was a collective thing that did affect the world. So that did unify many minds, and then other minds were just seeing it as what was being projected on the screens, through media. So I do see, even within Maui, we do see a collective awareness, and then we also see different awarenesses based on what they've seen with news media and with the information they're perceiving about the incident. People have very different views about what actually happened there in Lahaina. Yeah.
But
so it's amazing. I mean, we do affect it.
It is, and I feel so bad for those people, but it's like I really want to help, but from here I feel very helpless. And that's and I think that goes for tornadoes, maybe a hurricane, things that happen to people. It's and may not affect your world, but it's affecting others badly.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that is what we're creating with our holographic field of what we came to experience. So you're living in a certain location because you were drawn to live there, or it's because your family's there, or your job is there. All of these choices in building your life and your personal reality are the reason why you are exactly where you are. So I also believe that there's a divine plan that your soul has initiated sometimes for cataclysms and quick exits out of the matrix, because um, we're all teaching each other different parts of an experience, and some are going to be the ones that leave and some are going to be the ones who stay. And as we well know, it might be much harder for the ones who stay than the ones who go. So that gives me hope in the essence. I know it's horrible and tragic, but I do have a strong belief that they're in a better position than they might have been when they were here. So I have hope and faith on that. But yeah, we're all experiencing everything in a little bit of a different way, but there's always some kind of a consensus about major events or things that happen in our world. So I think when these things do happen, if we know ahead of time, which is precognition, these are some of the abilities, and mass people's all sharing the same dreams about apocalyptic things and all of these things that people are seeing in big collectives. You're still seeing groups that have different visions. You've got the New Agers seeing a more positive, organic outcome with less technology, more close to nature, utilizing more natural law, really working on spiritual practices, meditation, higher consciousness. And then you see the techno people, their dreams are expressing a very sterile environment, a lot of spaceship technology, stuff like this, and not as happy. And it goes down the line, the more advanced with the constructs that are being tried to fed with us now with digital this and lockdowns and control and all this stuff. Those people that believe in those realities are experiencing more of the apocalyptic experiences, and they will be seeing like nuclear issues and stuff like that, but other people won't. It depends on your choices, where you planted your human avatar on this planet, and what your soul came to experience. I think you do have a lot of say so in the plan of your own soul growth and evolution. So we're all going to do it different, and I think it's all brilliant.
Wow. Yeah. And that's the control you have over the life you live then.
Yep. And I think learning to have more control in the world you're living in versus just going on autopilot and kind of sleeping through it is the difference between understanding the power of your spiritual and soul self more than just the physical avatar that you're existing in. You need to understand you're more than your body. And when you start to do that, you tap into the multiverse of yourself. And when you have access to your multiverse, you have access to higher inspiration, greater intuition, telepathic communication. And, people put such a big label on this stuff, but we do this naturally. Moms feel in their guts when their children are sick or hurt, even if they're not with them physically. They feel it. They know. So we have this. It's a natural thing. It's just been squashed. And the energies of this planet right now have really tried to make it impossible to connect to those more subtle frequencies. But with practice, affirmations, meditations, and effort, you will reconnect.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is you got to go out and do the work. And it just doesn't show up in your backyard and or come to you naturally without doing nothing. You have to do something, and you have to not doubt yourself. Right?
That's
Absolutely.
it.
Well, thank you so much for those words of wisdom. Thank you for coming on tonight. I'm sure everybody will be very happy to hear this message. Any last words?
Just create. Right now, we're in some serious times, so we have to really counter the offensive and create. And the scribes, the ones who draw and paint the new reality, you are going to be foundational in the positive polarized experiences that we see. So draw, paint, imagine, meditate, pray, do it however you do it, but put some positive energy into this world and some healing energy into this world so we can soften the changes we're getting ready to go through.
Absolutely. And with that, everybody, remember, go out, be the frequency you want to receive. Thank you so much, Trina.